Cooper Flagg is just a kind of household name, but he did something surprising in the past. He managed to get under Bradley Beal's skin, making the NBA star lose his cool against the teenage phenom. Seeing an established NBA star lose his composure over a kid was surprising. But what happened next was even more unexpected. The situation blew up in the media, and Cooper himself stepped forward to set the record straight on what actually went down. The story gained attention when Brian Scalabrine, a former Celtics player and current team analyst, mentioned a rumor he'd heard. High school junior Cooper Flagg, widely regarded as one of the top prospects in the nation, reportedly beat NBA All-Star Bradley Beal in a one-on-one game at Jason Tatum's camp. This rumor dominated basketball discussions for a full day, with tens of thousands of likes and retweets fueling the speculation. Beal himself responded, denying that it ever happened. However, some people still question whether Beal was just trying to save face. Flagg has since put the rumors to rest, telling Bleacher Report that it was all fake business and confirming that he and Beal never even played one-on-one. Beal quickly addressed the rumor by commenting on an Instagram post from League Alerts. He responded with, "Huh?" followed by 2 laughing emojis and 2 cap emojis, implying that Scalabrine's story was completely false. A week later, while mic'd up at Stephen Curry's SC30 camp, Flagg set the record straight about the rumors involving him and Beal. That was fake business. Me and Brad Beal never played one-on-one. I got no beef with Brad, Flagg intentionally said into the mic, making sure to clear up any lingering confusion. But the story might go deeper than that, as it's hard to believe the full truth came out. It's possible both stars decided to cover things up after the incident. According to rumors, Flagg started showing up to Beal on the court, and that's what made Beal lose his temper. But hasn't Beal trolled players before? This situation definitely calls for a closer look. But first, let's take a look at just how talented this college phenom is, the one who made headlines last month. For most American teenagers, the summer after high school graduation is a time to relax and enjoy life. But for 17-year-old Cooper Flagg, who's on track to become the biggest men's college basketball star since Duke legend Zion Williamson, his last days of childhood won't be spent cruising around his hometown or reminiscing with friends and family. Instead, Flagg has been focused on basketball. As the youngest player in Team USA basketball practices, he's already drawn praise from NBA stars like Carmelo Anthony, Kevin Durant, and Jason Tatum for holding his own against a squad that will represent America at the upcoming Olympics. And keep in mind, he's just 17 and didn't show any fear while going up against some of the world's best players. Recently, the young talent from Newport, Maine was honored as the Gatorade Best Male Player of the Year, an award previously won by legends like LeBron James and Jason Tatum, cementing his status as the nation's top male high school athlete. The list of former Gatorade Best Players of the Year speaks for itself, Flagg remarked. It's special to put my name next to theirs. Amidst the buzz from his high-profile scrimmage and his appearance at last week's ESPY Awards, Flagg took a moment to talk with GQ. He's well aware that several NBA teams will be hoping for a poor season just to have a shot at drafting him next summer, and he knows the intense scrutiny he'll face at Duke will be unlike anything he's experienced. But for Flagg, who left his hometown high school after freshman year to join the elite Montverde Academy in Florida, that's just the price of being the best. Maine, the northeasternmost state in the US, has produced several notable celebrities, including actor and race driver Patrick Dempsey, actress Anna Kendrick, and horror novelist Stephen King. The next Mainer poised to become a household name is Cooper Flagg. Hailing from Newport, Maine, Flagg is widely regarded as the top high school basketball prospect and is the early favorite to be the #1 pick in the 2025 NBA draft. While King's novels have terrified readers for decades, Flagg's dominant style of play strikes fear into the hearts of his opponents. Before the 6'9" forward became a national sensation, recognized by stars like Curry and committed to Duke University, Flagg was sharpening his game by competing against older players back home in Maine from an early age. After excelling at Nokomis Regional High School, Cooper Flagg continued a family tradition deeply rooted in basketball. His mother, Kelly, was a standout player at the University of Maine, where she played Division I basketball from 1995 to 1999. His father, Ralph, also had a basketball background, playing for Eastern Maine Community College. Recognizing her son's need for a challenge early on, Kelly enrolled Cooper in a 4th grade recreational basketball league when he was just a 2nd grader. Cooper rose to the occasion, eventually following in his parents' footsteps by playing at Nokomis High, where he teamed up with his twin brother, Ace, and followed in the footsteps of his older brother, Hunter. Basketball has always been ingrained in me thanks to my mom and dad, Cooper Flagg shared in his commitment video released on social media media in collaboration with Slam Magazine. Growing up in Maine, I had to work twice as hard to earn the respect and recognition of the basketball world. In Cooper Flagg's freshman year of 2021 to 2022, he and his brothers played pivotal roles in leading the Nokomis Warriors to a remarkable 21-1 season, culminating in the school's first ever boys basketball state championship. As a freshman, Flagg was honored as Maine's Gatorade Player of the Year, and the buzz around his name quickly spread, from his hometown in Maine to the national stage. Earl Anderson, Flagg's head coach at Nokomis, recalled to the Bangor Daily News that you couldn't count how many kids would line up for autographs. Then, the Flagg family faced a major decision that felt straight out of a movie. Cooper was offered the chance to take his elite shot blocking and instinctive two-way playmaking abilities 1,500 miles away from home, leaving behind his parents and Maine for Montverde Academy in Florida, a school renowned for producing NBA talent. Alternatively, he could choose to stay and continue his high school career at Nokomis. Cooper Flagg's stardom is rooted in the values he learned while growing up in Maine, according to his personal trainer, Matt McKenzie. Cooper's success isn't by chance, McKenzie shared with the Bangor Daily News. He has a blue-collar work ethic and was taught early on that success is earned, not handed out. He genuinely loves the game, thrives on being coached, and lives to compete. It's incredible how special he could become. Even though Flagg now plays in Florida and is set to take his talents to Durham, North Carolina, next year he remains deeply connected to his Maine roots. I take a lot of pride in proving that kids from Maine can make it. If they put their mind to it, they can be good enough, Flagg said. And at just 17 years old, he's already showing the world just how true that is. Just out of high school, Cooper Flagg was ranked as the #1 high school player for the 2023-24 season. He's set to play for Duke this year and is projected to be the #1 pick in the 2025 NBA draft. Flagg has consistently demonstrated that he belongs at the highest levels of competition, both in performance and demeanor. "It just comes from my mindset," he said when asked about his approach. "Once the ball goes up, I'm just trying to win at all times. I'm a competitor, and that's what it boils down to. There's a bit of adjustment being on the court with these guys, but at the end of the day, I'm just playing basketball and trying to win." Remarkably, he was the only US Select player who isn't currently in the NBA or hasn't played in the NBA. During the 2023-24 season at Montverde Academy in Florida, Flagg averaged 16.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, 3.8 assists, 2.7 blocks, and 1.6 steals while shooting 54.8% from the field. He was named both the Gatorade and Naismith High School Player of the Year in 2024. Although Flagg downplays the pressure, there is a growing belief that he could be the next great American-born basketball player. As is often the case with mega stars, Cooper has also found himself in some beefs with other players, including a few NBA sensations he's faced. Bradley Beal is one of them. If you think Bradley doesn't get involved in this kind of stuff, you might be mistaken. He's got a bit of history with on-court scuffles. Brad has also been a controversial personality. Take the example of this story. Washington Wizards star Bradley Beal found himself under investigation by Orlando police after a heated altercation with a fan, all supposedly stemming from a lost bet. According to David Perdome of ESPN, an unidentified fan approached Beal, accusing him of being the reason he lost $1,300 on a bet. The fan didn't stop there. He hurled an insult at Beal, calling him a less than flattering name. What happened next is still under review, and according to Perdome, it might lead to legal action against Beal, adding a serious twist to what started as a seemingly minor confrontation. As the ESPN article highlights, gambling has become big business across America, though ironically, it's still not legal in Florida just yet. With the rise of social media, fans and bettors now feel more entitled and emboldened to approach players directly. But as Beal pointed out, this is his profession. The outcome of a bet placed on his performance is none of Beal's concern, nor should it be. While the fan has every right to place a wager, depending on how it was placed, whether or not it pays off isn't Beal's responsibility. After all, it's called gambling for a reason. You're playing with chance. Beal also got in hot water earlier this year after an ugly brawl during a game. It all went down on the final day of the regular season in a high-stakes matchup between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Phoenix Suns. Tensions were high, and things boiled over when Anthony Edwards and Bradley Beal got into a heated argument during the final minutes of the second quarter. The altercation kicked off when Beal appeared to forcefully knock the ball out of Edwards' hand, leading to a verbal exchange between the two before coaches and players from both teams had to step in. According to Sheldon Woolman of Clutch Points, Bradley Beal had extra words for the Timberwolves bench after a Suns timeout. Finch and Edwards both took exception to whatever Beal had to say. Dane Moore of Blue Wire Podcast provided more details about the scuffle on his X account, writing, "Not sure if they cut to commercial or not, but we've got a scuffle going on here during the timeout." This game held huge significance for both teams. The Suns were battling the Pelicans for the last guaranteed playoff spot, while the Timberwolves were locked in a three-way race with the OKC Thunder and the Denver Nuggets. A loss against the Suns would drop the Timberwolves to third place, whereas a win for the Suns could push them past the Pelicans into the sixth spot, depending on other results. So in such circumstances, Beal lost his mind. Cooper Flagg might have had a point if he said something about Beal, especially considering Bradley showed his worst side back in 2017 and was fined $50,000. The NBA handed down the fine to Beal, who was playing for the Washington Wizards, and also fined Golden State Warriors forward Draymond Green $25,000 for their roles in an altercation during the Warriors' 120-117 win. The incident took place in the final minute of the second quarter. Beal and Green were battling for position on a rebound when Beal hit Green in the face and then wrapped his hand around Green's neck. The two players continued to grapple as they fell to the court, with teammates from both the Wizards and Warriors rushing in to break it up. Green spoke out after the game. "I don't know what I'm supposed to do if someone hits you twice," he said, according to ESPN.com quote S. Chris Haynes. "Man, you're taught as a kid not to allow that. What was I supposed to do?" The NBA's decision to only fine both Green and Beal came as a surprise to Beal, so he told the Washington Post's Candace Buckner, "I'm expecting a suspension. Given our NBA and the situation, when you look at the film, they're going to think I purposely tried to hit Green in the face. The way it looks, they're going to interpret it that way, so I'm expecting it." Speaking of brawls, the NBA is no stranger to them. In fact, there have been some intense moments that could prepare Cooper for the level of physicality in the league. Take for instance, LeBron James's clash with Dylan Brooks. This showdown occurred just over an hour after the Grizzlies managed to win Game 2 without their all-star point guard Ja Morant, defeating the Lakers 103-93 at FedEx Forum on Wednesday night. The spark, it came from Memphis wing Dylan Brooks, who ignited the fire with a series of brash and reckless comments aimed at none other than LeBron James. It might not have been the smartest move, considering how much it could fuel a player like LeBron, who has a dozen ways to make Brooks and his team pay, but Brooks went for it anyway. "I don't care, he's old," Brooks told a group of reporters, his flashy sunglasses adding to the WWE style bravado. It was the kind of trash talk you'd expect to hype up a big match. In this case, that match is Game 3, set for Saturday at Crypto.com Arena. "He only said something when I got my fourth foul, didn't say anything earlier," Brooks explained, "but I poke bears. I don't respect anyone until they come and drop 40 on me. I take pride in what I do, defense and taking on any challenge that comes my way. Whether it's LeBron, AD, Anthony Davis, or whoever, I play my heart out. He knows that. The rest of the NBA knows that, and I know my guys know that." Brooks and James were set to be fierce antagonists for as long as this Western Conference first-round series continued. The intensity of their matchup spiked early in the third quarter, just after Brooks was called for his fourth foul. With more than 21 minutes still on the clock, it was the kind of moment that could have put Brooks on the defensive in his mission to shadow and pester the NBA's all-time leading scorer. But that didn't happen. Instead, James and Brooks started jawing at each other, engaging in a back-and-forth exchange that, fortunately, the referees chose not to interrupt. At that point, the Grizzlies were leading 66-48, but things quickly started to unravel for the home team. The Lakers went on a 17-3 run, slashing a 20-point deficit to just 69-63. With Ja Morant sitting out due to a badly bruised right hand, the last thing Grizzlies coach Taylor Jenkins needed was one of his players provoking James into something game-changing. And that's almost exactly what happened. James, at 38 years old and still playing at an elite level, had scored 12 points when the two started their exchange. He went on to score 8 more points in the third quarter and added another 8 in the fourth, finishing with a game-high 28. Cooper is eager to enter the league and compete with the stars who have inspired him since he was a kid. While the high level of play will undoubtedly help him become the star he aspires to be, he'll also have to face some heated moments on the court. But Flagg seems ready, honing his skills and preparing himself for those challenges every single day. Let us know in the comments below what you think about Cooper's excellence and the NBA's high level of physicality. Don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates on Flagg's way to greatness in the NBA.